everyone a little bit interesting.
Was the full moon tonight?
No, it's Thursday, but there's an eclipse, and it's kind of like the energy of the moon and the eclipses is like around us quite a lot. So it's, yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling really weird the last few days. There's a lot going on. Lisa, thank you. Okay, welcome, guys. So, intro to meditation. I'm going to start by saying we're not going to sit here for an hour and meditate, so you don't need to panic. Panic at the disco. I guess I want to start first of all by asking, have you guys done any meditation before? Yeah? All right, so let's start with you. What's meditation for you? All right. Either what does it mean, or what is your practice?
I think for me it was like in various points of time it has varied. You know, I think in the beginning it was more just to calm my mind and try to find a little bit more like a safe haven, but now it's been a little bit more where it's just trying to find flow, be a little bit more at peace with what you can't change, and trying to find a way to interact in a more positive way or have a relationship with that in a better way. See it a little more clearly. While controlling your breath and all that stuff.
Okay. And is it like a daily thing? How often do you practice?
I don't know. Depends. Like sometimes it's like I get in a good rhythm, and sometimes, you know, not really. But I do try to do it
Daily. Yeah. I'm trying to find the flow. Yeah. All right, nice. How about you?
I don't do it daily, but I just like it's just sit in silence for a little bit. You know, before I was trying more like to focus on the breath or to repeat a small mantra or something like that. But now I'm good with just closing my eyes and just being there for. I don't time it. I don't, you know. Depends on how I feel, what I need. You know, sometimes I do feel a little bit more restless, so I just get up. Sometimes I'm able to just enjoy being there, you know, with myself. But that's it. Sometimes it's easier. Sometimes maybe it'll be a week and a half, and I don't sit down. But it is something there that I know that I can go to when I.
Okay. Nice. Is it like intentional sitting, like you'll sit down, or is it maybe you're just sitting and you're like, this is my moment to be still?
No, more intentional. Like maybe, I don't know if it's after I have lunch, or maybe I can have a couple of breaths, just being aware, you know, that I am there or here, you know, like trying to be present. But the more meditation is actually sitting down.
Yeah. And you just mentioned like time, you're not sure when. I wanted to ask you actually with that, is there a certain time of day that you do it, or is it just when you feel like, I feel like I need to sit right now, or?
It depends. I think there was a period when I tried to do it in the mornings, but then that didn't really stick. It's been more when it's like, I'm feeling like I need to sit. Or like, I enjoy walking meditations as well, so then I just do that sometimes. I don't know. I haven't been super consistent.
Yeah. I'm just curious, the walking meditation, is that inspired by Joe Dispenza, or? Okay.
I've had like a journey for meditation. I took a class when I was in college, and that like kind of jump-started my meditation. Now more so than ever, I use it like at work after we have like a really chaotic like trauma come in, to kind of like reset, rebreathe. Like on my lunch a lot of times I'll just sit and try to have like a moment of like they always said like the monkey chatter.
Yeah, the monkey mind, yeah.
Yes. So like really for me it's like trying to get out of that and like have a moment where there's no chatter is really hard for me, but when I do get there I really do feel the benefit of it. But that's probably what I struggle the most with, is that like chatter and like my mind jumping and trying to get it to stop jumping is where it's really helped me the most. Yeah.
I definitely would say that you are not alone in that
Yeah.
in that struggle, so to speak. Okay, so it sounds like you've all got a fair bit of experience with it, and so the reason for this workshop, this little class, was the intention was to introduce meditation to our guests as a form of not to make it to help people understand that meditation is actually very accessible, because one of the regular feedback statements I hear is, I can't meditate, my mind's too busy. And I mean, that's so inevitable, especially in this day and age, the lifestyles most of us live in, what we are subjected to, whether it's on the phones, the computers, all around us, distractions. There's always distractions, right? And we've been indoctrinated into a society that feeds actually off our distraction instead of going inwards. We're always looking outside for the solution, the happiness, the next thing. And meditation is this beautiful tool that brings us into a space of understanding that actually it's all inside. And it's a very easy statement to say, maybe not so easy to step into, but the practice of meditation makes us more aware, brings us into that space, and the more awareness we can bring into ourselves, the more we realize we have a choice. We have a choice in how we behave, how we talk to ourselves, how we live our lives, and that in turn gives us freedom. Freedom to live in our truth, freedom to be the abundant selves that we really are, and that's the magic of it. We are creators, we are manifestors, we are super powerful actually, and the things that we say and feel, not just literally, although we say there's a reason it's called spelling, it's because words are spells, it's powerful things, but also the way we talk to ourselves on the inside. And whatever's going on in here, or in the body I should say also, is our truth. And so once we can start to go, if we're doing yoga and like, oh, I can't do this pose, I'm terrible at this, I always have tight shoulders, then that is going to be your truth. But if you just accept that maybe that pose is, maybe it's challenging for you, I'm just giving yoga as an example, but you just accept it. Okay, this is where I'm at today, I'm beautiful as I am, doesn't matter, why is so much pressure? Then you realize that, wow, do you know what, actually it's a gift, I'm able to even do yoga, I'm moving my body. It's this beauty of the beauty of now, because right now this moment is the only moment that exists, and we spend so much time as human beings taking our mind to the past and the future, the past and the future, the past and the future, drive crazy, imagining scenarios that haven't happened, worrying, anxious about the future, but doesn't exist. We worry, and we're likely maybe to create that, actually, because you put so much effort and energy into that, it almost creates it.
I'll get caught sometimes in like the what if whirlpool. Like, well, what if this happens, or what if this happens, and then kind of like spiral in this like made up what if world.
Yeah. And with the past, it's like I shoulda, woulda, coulda done this, that, the other, But guess what? We can't change the past, but the beauty of the past is that it gives us an awareness of what we've gone through, but it doesn't shape who we are. It doesn't dictate that. But what it has done is give you the beauty and the presence of right now. Because if you hadn't had that family drama, if you hadn't had that breakup, lost that job, whatever it is, you wouldn't be sat here right now in this moment. And sometimes those words can be a hard thing to take because perhaps it's been something quite serious, a death, an illness, anything like that. There's a beautiful story I wanted to share actually with a friend of mine. Her father passed away. He committed suicide. And she was supposed to give a speech 2 days later at this big wellness conference. And although she said it was the most gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching experience she's ever had in her entire life, she realized that how much purpose there was in pain. And that trajected her into giving her most unbelievable speech at this wellness conference where it trajected her into that direction. And it was something, I read her book recently about it actually, and it's something that's really stuck with me, how so much extreme pain can be like, okay, there's purpose in this. And that's the thing, if you hadn't had the breakup, maybe you wouldn't have gone traveling and then got that other job, met that other person, found yourself, all the things, you know. So there's always something behind it. The universe, God, Allah, whatever your belief system, there's always a purpose behind it, and we're always being held. Perhaps we can't see it, maybe it's not what we expected or what we wanted, but we are being held. We're being held from the ground up and all around us. And when you do meditation, it gives you this right here, right now. Wow, so much gratitude. Like, I'm alive. I took a breath this morning. I woke up. We could not be. It's powerful stuff. That moment of, you know, you might be sitting in the morning, you know, having a cup of coffee or a glass of water, and you just can appreciate raindrops on the ground, you know, a ray of sunshine coming out the clouds. That moment of pure wow, seeing that beautiful joy in such a simple moment. That's what meditation can bring us. It brings us into all the things you said, that peace, that clarity, stepping out of the thoughts. We have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. It's nuts. all the time, some more than others. And meditation, you know, is a skill that we build up in the same way, you know, when you decide, okay, I want to get fit. You don't walk into the gym and all of a sudden you got muscles. Okay? It takes commitment, it takes dedication, and it takes you wanting it. We can say, I try this, or I don't have the time, blah, 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 but if you want it, I mean, it sounds like you all have a practice, so, you know, I don't think it's so much an intro to meditation, but it's nice to talk about different perspectives around it, and it's really nice to share who does what, you know, like the walking meditation is something that's a really interesting one that I find. And so meditation, you know, can be for anyone, and it can be whatever you want it to be. Walking, lying down, sitting up, you know, some people, you know, they maybe don't feel comfortable sitting for long periods of time. Swimming. You can listen to music, mantras, different guided stuff, some manifestation, and coming to the present moment. And also different voices and things might resonate with you in different ways. You know, how many times have you maybe turned on a YouTube thing, thinking, I'm going to try this, and it's like, oh, I don't like that accent. It happens, and that's okay. And we just be compassionate with us. You know how you said, like, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and that's beautiful. And I love that you said that, because we can sit there and force it, but that's just know, okay, you know, today's maybe not the day, and that's okay. And it's finding that compassion of not going, oh, I can't focus. I can only focus on not focusing. There's your meditation. So yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that before we start it. And one thing I will say, although I think the walking meditation is great, sometimes I think what we tend to do is we use running or activity as a meditation. I would say it's once you've got to a stage where you've used meditation a little bit, it's quite nice to move away from that style. But this is just my opinion. It doesn't mean it's right. But there's a sense of the stillness. I want to talk to you separately about that walking meditation, because I think there's something very powerful in it. But, you know, some people are like, oh, I don't meditate. I'm like, well, you know, what do you think about when you're cooking or if you're swimming? And it's like nothing. It's the blank canvas. And so one of the, we're going to do a little bite-sized meditation today, and one of the ones I want to talk about is using your mind almost like as a cinematic screen, where when thoughts and things come in, you can actually use visualization to place it there and observe it. So it's an observation meditation. So when you feel the stuff is coming up, you can almost project it onto something to give it clarity to then be able to disassociate and to observe it. And that's the key, right? It's the observer, because we're not our thoughts, we're the one that's listening, and we're not our emotions, we're the ones that's like experiencing it. So once we can, I don't know if detachment is the right word, yeah, once we can observe it, because it's still within us, so we're not really detaching or disassociating, but we're observing it, we don't allow it to define us. And that's the thing. In the same way, our past, we can talk about, you know, some of the challenges, things we might have had to us, and like, well, I am always going to be bad at relationships because of this dynamic with my father, or, you know, I'm not going to be good with money because I was told we never had any. We can choose to let that define us, or we can be like, well, I'm not 5, 10, 15-year-old me. I'm me right now, and I choose to restructure that program. I choose to reframe my narrative. Because you're not the story, you're the one writing the story. So you can make that choice. Yeah? Okay, so we're gonna start, because you've been sitting up listening to me, I'm gonna start us off lying down so your back gets a break, and then we'll sit up, and we're gonna do some breath work as well, which I'll talk about later, because breath is very important in certain elements for people. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, we'll see. So all I'll say with the lying down is, oh, sorry, little guy, you're gonna have to go. Do you guys ever do lying down meditations, or do you, yeah? Yeah. I actually love lying down. Like, I do both, but I feel for me, I can go deeper. It's almost this sense of I'm almost on the border of sleep.
Yeah.
And then I can just pull myself out of it, so it allows me to get super, super deep. But each to their own. Like I said, this is just my opinion. Everyone has one. But what I will say, when you lie down, it's quite nice to have your legs supported, especially if you ever have any lower back sensitivity or tension. You raise your legs. If you guys do yin, then you know this is quite a well-known posture in yin. And you can use bolsters on your head, or pillows on your head. But what does tend to happen is you can raise your head a bit, and then there's a little constriction in your throat. So I would say generally it's better without, but again, what you can do if you have a bit of a roly-poly head, sometimes people can use those travel pillows. You've all got masks as well, because it's pretty bright, and I think it's just going to help you settle into your body. I use a mask all the time, even at nighttime. You know, the skin of our eyelids is not particularly thick. So I want us all to take a nice deep breath in together for 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top and just exhale through the mouth. Now just start to take 1 or 2 nice, intentional, long, deep, clearing breaths. Allowing yourself to soften. I'm going to invite you to have your arms by your side with your palms facing up. In a receiving gesture. So the way we place our hands can be quite intentional. And that's the other thing about meditation, it's the intention behind it. So choosing to place a bolster under your legs, choosing to use a pillow or not, choosing to place something over your eyes, choosing to have your palms facing up, receiving the goodness of your session. Just noticing the rise and fall of your chest. Maybe moving the breath a little bit deeper into the stomach without forcing anything, just an awareness of the depth. Your inhale inviting in that awareness. Your exhale soften you into the ground below, into your body, into your inner gaze. Now imagine a clean, white, vast space. A surface resting in the space behind your closed eyes. like a blank whiteboard or an empty projector screen. And your job for the next few minutes is to simply watch what appears on this screen. Not trying to force your mind to be empty. As soon as a thought arises, whether it's a task for later, a memory, a feeling, a body sensation, you can physically place it on that screen. And just give it a simple one-word label. Planning, memory, worry, noise, body sensation, whatever it may be. And once you label it, imagine wiping that screen clean. Just letting the thought dissolve. And just waiting neutrally for the next one to appear. You are the observer watching this screen, not the story written on it. Now pay special attention to the pause between thoughts. Those quiet moments when the screen is completely blank before the next thought arrives. Rest your focus in that space of waiting. And notice that even when the thoughts come fast, the blank screen behind them remains calm and untouched. Now let go of visualization entirely. Drop all labeling. Rest in pure awareness for these final moments. Recognizing that you can access this space of simple observation anytime, whenever your mind feels crowded. Take a deep breath in and out. And slowly start to bring some light movement into your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, you can gently roll yourself over onto your right side. And make your way up to a comfortable seated position when you're ready. Opening your eyes whenever or removing your mask whenever you're ready. Welcome back. So it's a really, the blank screen technique is actually something you use quite regularly also for manifestation actually, which is what I've used it for many years. But when you can objectify the thoughts, put them on something and see it, and then take your time to then not attach, and then you can step away from it. It's a great technique to use when you've got something, when you can't see the wood through the trees and it's just so much going on, like the monkey mind symbols. So it's a great way to just stick it all on that, and it's a way to disconnect it as it's in my mind, but it's like I'm watching it. Yeah. So it's a really nice little trick, I think, to use. Okay, we're going to do a physical body grounding one now. We're going to do it sitting. I'm sure you probably all know this, but generally I always recommend to people that when you meditate, you sit on something, because you elevate your hips. If you always wondered, like, why do I even do this? It's because, we have a natural curve in the spine when we sit with our hips slightly lower. That's normal. But when we meditate, we want to find that elongation of the spine. It's a great channel of energy. But we also want to be as relaxed as possible. So if we're doing this, it's like I'm engaging and I'm not really relaxing. But when you sit on something, you raise the hips, you naturally notice that your spine elevates because your sacrum's being pushed up, right? So that's why it's beneficial. And I mean, this is my variation of a comfortable seat. It's not for everyone. Also, if you have tight knees or anything, it's always great you can elevate higher and you can sit on a chair, right? I'm sure you guys all know this. So, any questions about that last one? No? Okay. Bless you. Do you want a tissue? I've got a box.
I'm okay.
Okay. So you guys have got your eye masks. Invite you to put them on. And we all arrive together, and then I'll do another guided session. Just find yourself comfortable in your seat. Notice your sit bones grounding you down into your bolster. Some elevation through the spine and softening in the shoulders. Inviting you to have your palms facing up or down, whichever you prefer. One thing I will note is that if you have your hands down on your body, it's a grounding gesture. So again, if you're maybe feeling anxious about something, it's great to place your hands physically on your body because you feel that physical connection, that somatic touch. And yeah, the palms facing up, as I mentioned earlier, is an act of, I'm ready to receive, I have a question to ask. You know, it's an open invitation, the hands facing up. So let's all take a nice deep breath in together for 3, 2, 1. Soften the shoulders, exhale through the mouth. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing your eye sockets, relaxing your shoulders, feeling the depth of your sit bones rooting you down into the ground. And we're not trying to change how the body feels right now. We're going to simply map the physical reality of where your body is, feeling it grounded and connected to the earth. So bring your awareness to those physical points of contact. Your sit bones on the bolster. Maybe you feel your shins or the tops of your feet or toes on the mat. The connection of your hands on your thighs or your body. And notice the exact sensation of gravity pulling down on your body. Feel how the floor effortlessly pushes back up to support you. Now shift your attention to the subtle sensations of your skin. Notice the temperature of the air on your face. On your hands. Or any part of your exposed skin. Is it cool? Is it warm? Just neutral. The temperature of the air around your nostrils as you breathe in, and the change as you breathe out. Notice the sensations of your clothing, the texture of your clothing as it touches your body. Where it rests on your shoulders, your torso, around your hips. Sensation of the jewelry you might be wearing, the mask on your face. The hair on your body, on your head. Notice the sensation of your hands and the palms, whichever way they're facing. Any warmth or tingling. Maybe a subtle pulse. Now expand your awareness to embrace your entire physical outline all at once, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Feel yourself completely contained within your physical body. Heavy, grounded, and fully supported by the ground beneath you. Take a slow, deep breath in and feel the expand of your ribs, 360 degrees. And a long breath out, softening. When you're ready, you can start to bring yourself back, inviting any movement that you need to. When you're ready, you can remove your eye mask. Take your time, there's no rush. Welcome back. Got lovely and windy there. All right, so that's again a very simple way you can meditate, where you bring in awareness to the body, the physical body. You know, sometimes they say the longest journey is to get from here to here, and you know, we use techniques to physically focus on other things. So physically focusing on your body, scanning, and focus, I guess, is a key word to use in meditation, right? Rather than trying not to be here, you divert the attention to other things. You know, and it's okay if, you know, your mind comes back to a thought or something. We say it's like, you know, you look at the sky, and the sky is always going to be there, right? Your mind is always there, this beautiful vastness. And the clouds are like these thoughts, and they come and go, and sometimes there's more than others. Sometimes it's a clear sunny day, and sometimes it's overcast and thundery, right? And you can just simply watch them, blow them away. Yeah, sometimes it gets a bit windy, you know. So yeah, these are like, you know, really basic little tools that can just help you. And the meditations, we're just doing like 8 to 10 minutes. We're keeping it really short and simple. But you can expand. You can just sit, sometimes when you're like, oh, I just can't sit, and just go, take a moment, 1 minute. Oh, I need a bathroom break at work. Sit in the bathroom. And just take a minute. You're sitting on the, using this, just to be clarified, sitting on the toilet as your seat. And just take a 1 minute, just feel your body. Okay, maybe it's a bit weird, the toilet analogy, but it can be a minute, it can be 10 hours. It can be whatever you want it to be. And again, it's just like, this is working, this is all I need right now, this 1 minute. Gift yourself that, because, we're just going. Time waits for no one, hey? Life is really long, but it's there and gone all in a blink of an eye, And so taking that time for ourselves to replenish ourselves, and the more we're filling ourselves up with this self-love, that's what it is, meditation. It's an act of love for yourself. Because we're indoctrinated again into this yang lifestyle, this go. But you need the yin of life, right? You need the balance. You can't have the day without night. You need to have stillness to understand what movement is, You say love and hate, but I actually think it's love and indifference are the opposites, but that's my opinion. And everything is about finding that balance. And coming into a state of rest, where we've been told like rest is almost laziness. It's love, We need like the seasons. It's like, although we don't have the seasons necessarily here in the tropics, we do have that no daylight savings. We have the days are, the way the nature has then worked is the cycles of the day and the night for the restoration and the wet and the dry. And when it's seasonal, it's like, okay, we need the winter and the autumn for the death and rebirth and the regeneration of the spring and the summer. So we fill ourselves up with this intentional awareness, this love, to allow us to be better versions of ourselves, so that we can share that with everyone around us, not just the people we love. Sometimes the people who trigger us the most need the love the most, And it's finding that space of, I don't say non-judgment, but it's such a yogi thing to say. There's this little story, but like say I'm holding a cup of coffee, and someone bumps into me and I spill the coffee. Why did I spill the coffee? Audience participation. Why did I spill the coffee?
Because they bumped into you?
Yeah, I spilled the coffee because I had coffee in my cup.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, it's a trick question. But it's, if I had water in my cup, I'd spill the water. If I had tea, whatever. So whatever we're filling our cups with is going to come out of us. It doesn't matter if it's someone you like or don't like. It doesn't matter if someone cut you off in traffic or whatever. Whatever's inside of us, whatever interactions we have, the good, the bad, and the ugly, that's what's going to come out of us. So we do these practices to fill that cup up with the good stuff, and then it overflows. So I'm going to talk a little bit about breath. We're going to do a really lovely breath work called Nadi Shodha, which is translated as alternate nostril breathing. It helps, creates balance in the body. Because one thing to mention, the breath is, you did breath work with Marcel, right? Yesterday. Okay, great. So the breath is used to regulate our system. In both tapping into our rest and restore and, chilling out. And also we can use it to stimulate. It's this beautiful thing. So although I sometimes wonder if this is counterproductive to teach you this, I'd like to also introduce the breath in some way, in a energetic way as well, because again, like I said, we're always reaching with external things. Instead of reaching for the coffee or the Red Bull, at 3 in the afternoon, you can do breath work to, as the magic internal pharmacy, the magic wand to give you the lift that you need. You might need it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when you've got a meeting or blah, 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 or a shift or whatever it is. But we'll start off with Nadi Shoda. So breath work regulates the system, and breath can be a great way. So if visualization is not your thing, that's the other thing. Sometimes people use smells. You can actually use meditation by staring at something, so focaling visually. You know, if you're in here, and if you're doing it at nighttime, focusing on a candle or putting a dot on a piece of paper, putting the paper in front of you and looking at the dot, that's great meditation. But the other thing is the breath, simply following it. Breath count, in and out, and that's what we're going to do. You didn't see a vulture? It's got something in its mouth. There we go.
I definitely saw it now.
I was going to say, because they always come by here, so yeah, I'm glad you... There's also sometimes hummingbirds here, and there's butterflies, but... He was like, here I am,
Yeah.
and I have a treat.
Yeah, a mouse or something.
Yeah. So, I lost my train of thought. Breath, okay. So, breath, we most of the time, we assume that we're breathing symmetrically, but we're not actually symmetrical beings. We're always going to have a stronger side, a more flexible side, not a weaker side, we don't say that word, or character building side. So I don't have a tight left shoulder, I'm working on releasing my shoulder. Language, internally, externally. But anyway, I wish I could do like 3 hours of this. And actually I was going tangents. But anyway, so this Nadi shoulder, alternate nostril breath work is box breathing. So you've done that with Marcel. So it's a count in 4, a hold for 4, exhale 4, hold for 4. But we're going to do it through different nostrils so that you can assess the capacity of how you're breathing through your nose and also the capacity of your lungs. So it's great, first off, if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed and you want to find some balance. It's just so calming. It's unbelievable. And also if you've had a cold or congestion, obviously if you have a deviated septum, it's more about your anatomy. Does anyone have a deviated septum? Okay. Also, if you've been thrown around in the water, clearing that out. Because sometimes we don't even realize, and we're actually like, so we're going to do this breath. We'll do a count of 4. I'm going to extend it to 5 and to 6, okay? So what it goes, I'm not going to mirror you here. So you're going to place your left hand down on your lap, up or down, I don't mind. And you're going to get your peace fingers of your right finger, you don't have to wear your mask, onto your third eye, your forehead. Your ring finger is going to open and close the left nostril. The thumb is going to open and close the right nostril. What we'll be doing is we're going to inhale through the right for 4, close, hold. Exhale through the left. This is all going to, I'm not going to say 4, but we're going to hold. Okay, hold. Inhale left, hold. Exhale right, hold. Inhale right, hold. Exhale left, hold. Entiendo? Good, yeah? So that's a fast version just so you know what it is. But it's essentially, I will count you through it all and I will say left and right so you're not confused. The beauty of this practice is you cannot be anywhere else but right here, because you need to be focused. So whether you're being guided through it or you do it yourself, it's fantastic because you're simply there in the breath. And notice your responses to, I'm not going to make this count, or this side is stronger. Like just notice, and we can talk about it afterwards if you felt a bit like, oh, because it's interesting because it's normal to feel a sense of something, but we're not underwater, we're completely safe. Okay, is that clear, the breath? Okay, close your eyes, take a deep breath in. Just arrive, exhale through the mouth. Place your fingers on your forehead. Inhale through the right for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left, 4, 2, 1. Hold, 2, 1. Exhale right, 2, 1. Hold, 2, 1. Inhale right, 1. Hold, 2, 1. Exhale left, 2, 1, hold. 2, 1. Inhale left, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 2, 1. Exhale right. 2, 1. Hold. 5, 2, 1. Exhale, inhale right, sorry. 2, 1. Hold. 2, 1. Exhale left. 5, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 2, 1. Inhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 6, 3, 2, 1. Exhale right. 6, 2, 1. Hold. 6, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. 6, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 6, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 6, 2, 1. Inhale left. 2, 1. Hold. 6, 1. Exhale right. 2, 1. Hold. 6, 2, 1. Release. Deep breath in. Exhale. Stay in the moment. And when you're ready, you are welcome to open your eyes. How was that? Thoughts? Any differences? You notice difference between your, yeah? All of you? Yeah. So, what side was more dominant, left, right?
Left.
Mm.
I was surprised that I thought it would be right.
And did you feel anything coming up from that, or maybe because I mentioned ahead of time you didn't feel any anxiety about it, or was it just an awareness?
More of an awareness.
Great. Yeah. One side was stronger?
The right was a bit more
Constricted.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very, very simple technique, but it's very, very calming. It creates the balance. I highly recommend it. So that's a very simple breathwork technique, and you can extend it, and that's the beauty of it. So, sometimes, if your body's feeling maybe a little bit weaker, maybe after you've had a cold or something, you do a count of 3, and also, 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2. You can extend it or shorten it to your degree, and that's the thing, you can really adapt it to your own length. People go up to 8, 9, 10. That's just a very intro. Okay, so we're going to finish off with something called brain breath, which is a style, I guess you could call it, of holotropic breathing. It's super fun. Has anyone done rapid breath work before? Okay. It's not those, but yeah, you've done it, okay. Like breath of fire and this kind of stuff. It's stimulating. So this breath work, so it's one of the 10 Tibetan breaths, brain breath it's called. And it does what it says on the tin. It stimulates the cerebral fluid from the base of the spine up to the medulla. So that's the scientific variation. You know, the yogis or the spiritual people will say it's activating the Kundalini energy. You know, it's that representation of the snakes going up the sword, up to the top, which is the pineal gland. So it's extremely stimulating, and they've actually done studies to show that when people do this, if you're struggling with things like memory loss, people have actually gained access back to their memories by doing this kind of breath work. So a reminder how much our body is a pharmacy. So the way we do it, right? I don't want you to do it with me. I want to show you it because it's quite important so you don't injure yourself. And I say that because you'll see. So we bring the chin down, and I'm going to say prepare, 3, 2, 1. We're sitting comfortably. This is my variation. And it's inhale through the nose, rapidly engage your diaphragm, lifting up the chin. Inhale, really strong, lift the chin. We're not throwing the head back and we're not moving the spine. The action is this. Okay, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth like you're blowing through a straw. Inhale, exhale. The pace is this. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. That's the pace. And so instead of just pulling the air where you feel like from here, you're engaging. So really engage. So you've done it with Marcel. You know how to. Okay. So we do that 7 times. On the final inhale, I'll say 6, 7. So 7, exhale, and then you go, your eyes are closed. Inhale, lift your chin, 3, 2, 1. You breathe in the air, and you hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Breathe normally, stay with it. That's 1 round, we do it 7 times. So it's 7 rounds of 7, it's 49 breaths, okay? So this breath work is designed to move some stuff in the body. You might feel uncomfortable. You might get tingling, sensations, hot and cold. Know that, especially if you haven't really done this kind of breath work before, there's a beauty in the discomfort. And know that whatever's happening to you, your body is responding the way it needs to respond. It's normal to feel lightheaded. It's normal to feel uncomfortable. You know, usually when we do things for the first time, you know, the first time you ever stood on a yoga mat or lifted some weights at the gym, you're like, oh, you know, oh no. So know that that's okay. If you don't like it, like if you really don't like it, please don't do it. If you open your eyes, as soon as you open your eyes, you're here, you're back. You don't need to feel guilty or ashamed or anything. I'm not going to judge you because I want you to have your experience. I certainly encourage you. If you can stay with it, great. You will probably feel a bit lightheaded. That's very normal. So do whatever you feel is right. You don't have to wear your eye mask. So if you want to open your eyes, you can. 7 rounds of 7 breaths. It's just 49 breaths, and then we're done. Okay. Are my instructions clear? Also, when we finish a round, breathe normally. Like, don't hold your breath. Someone held their breath once, and I was like, oh no, don't do that. And he's like, oh, no. Okay. So I'm just going to say it quickly one more time. Chin comes down, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Final one, exhale, inhale, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, breathe normally, be with it. Next round. Okay, show of hands, everyone understands. Yes, go class. Okay. Okay, close your eyes, take a breath in and just arrive. Okay, when you're ready, chin comes down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, stronger. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 5, exhale, 6, exhale. Final one, exhale. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Soften into it. Notice the sensations. Notice what's happening with your body. And know you're exactly where you're meant to be right now. Without putting pressure on yourself, be compassionate. Chin comes down. Prepare. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Number 6. Exhale. Final one. Exhale. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 2, 1. Release. I am safe in my body. I am safe in my body. Round number 3, chin comes down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Number 6, exhale. Final one, exhale, inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold. Release. Soften your face. Chin comes down, prepare. Round number 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Suck it in, exhale, inhale, exhale. Yes, inhale, 5, exhale. Inhale, 6, exhale. Final one, 7, exhale. Inhale for 3, 2, 1, hold. And release. Round number 5. Just 3 more rounds and we're done. Chin comes down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale. Doing great. Inhale, exhale. You can do it. 5, exhale, inhale, exhale. Final one, 7. Exhale, slowly inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold. 2, 1. Release. Just 2 more rounds. Prepare. Chin comes down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale. Number 6, inhale, exhale. Final one, 7. Exhale. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold. And release. Be in the body. You are exactly where you need to be. You are safe. Soften every part of you in this moment to be fully present to receive the goodness of your breath, the breath of life, this thing we do every moment of every day. First thing we do when we're born, the last thing we do when we die. Taking a breath, letting it all out. Our final round, make it count. Remember to soften your shoulders, really engage your diaphragm and breathe in deeply through the nose and press it out with pressure through the mouth. Chin comes down, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You got this. 5, exhale, inhale, exhale. Final one, exhale, inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Whenever you are ready, there is zero rush. You're welcome to open your eyes. Welcome back. All three of you having very different experiences there. Would you care to share?
Yeah, it was getting a little lightheaded.
Lightheaded, yeah. Did you feel any sensations in your body or anything like that at all?
Yeah, I don't know how to. I'm not sure how to articulate it, but yeah, I mean, I think it starts with lightheadedness, and then like the rest, kind of. I'm not too sure. Not too familiar.
Okay,
Yeah.
something maybe to process a bit later. Yeah.
I did it really softly. And then I felt more comfortable, and at the end I was able to exhale a little bit
Okay.
more forcefully. It's okay.
I liked it. I liked feeling uncomfortable, but knowing I'm fine. And then I liked the lightheadedness, knowing it was just like for a moment, you know? And then at one point towards the end, I was really aware of my palms were really sweaty. And I could feel it, but it wasn't like worried about it, more just aware of it. But I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I think you touched on a really good point, actually, because I guess if you were walking around in a shopping mall or something and you felt lightheaded, you'd be like, oh, something's wrong. But as we're in a controlled space, you can use that awareness to be like, okay, this is happening and I'm safe. So it's a very, very perceptive way to process what's happening. So yeah, this, I'm sure you all feel very awake.
Yeah.
So this has this way of like clearing out the cobwebs from your eyes. It's like everything tends to have a bit more definition. You know, I always, when I do it, I feel like there's more clarity. Like I've just had my lenses cleaned at an optician's, and they've used the spray and the thing, and you put the glasses back on, you're like, whoa, I did not know how dirty my glasses were. That's kind of the reality of my visual perception. And so in the same way it clears that visually, I feel like it cleans me internally as well. And you know, tingling, if you get tingling, or sometimes people get it around the jaw, especially if someone across the tooth, it doesn't have to be that exaggerated, but you know, it will move the energy around there. So it's a beautiful thing if you have tension in the body to kind of, the breath gets curious about that space. Any questions about that? No? Okay. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for attending. If you have any questions about anything, you can always ask me any other time. If you want instructions on anything else, I'm always available. Okay. Thank you so much.